All right, hi everyone. I'm going to be talking about hybrid system platform today and how to harness your industrial data anywhere. So my name is Jessica Rammo. I'm a senior software developer on our Product Readiness Guild. I've been at AVEVA for just over 10 years now and have a background in tech support. I work on the Product Readiness Guild now, which is a team within AVEVA that works on sorry about that. We work on lighthouse projects, which is basically a formalized beta program out of Viva. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the Connect hybrid cloud and why you might choose a hybrid solution. And we'll talk a little bit about the architecture of that. What does that actually look like in real life? And then we're going to actually just go through a demo of what it looks like to set up the AVEVA Historian agent and also show how you can import industrial graphics into Connect visualization. So, why would you want Connect Hybrid Cloud? So basically, it's an out-of-the-box way of integrating your system platform data with Connect. It's no code, so you just have to run an install kit and share your data with Connect. And we'll actually see that from start to finish today, from install to having your data in Connect. Connect is a secure, trusted, data-centric architecture, so you can rest assured that your cloud data is safe there. It's also included as part of maybe your Flex subscription program, so you can get started very easily. And then when you bring your data into Connect, you get the benefit of all that Connect has to offer. So there are additional features like maybe AI tools or the ability to share with Databricks, for example, that you can use and Connect once your data is there. You can also combine it with other data from other systems. So maybe you have SAP data that you want to bring into Connect as well. Maybe you have some sites that have Pi systems, some sites that have system platform. You can bring both of those together and see your data all in one place. So it really brings everything together. Those on-site users that you have, they can be linked to a Connect account and they can all log in and see that data in the cloud. And we have a lot of different, so today I'm talking about system platform hybrid, but we have a lot of different applications that can connect into Connect via hybrid install kits. So on the slide here, you see Pi Data Infrastructure, AVEVA MES, Edge Data Store, Operations Control, and Production Management all have out-of-the-box integrations with Connect. So when I'm talking about a hybrid system platform, I'm kind of talking about two different aspects to that, two different opportunities here. So there's the AVEVA Historian agent, which is going to sync your data from AVEVA Historian into Connect. That's going to be time series data, so your tags, and that syncs it into streams, and it also brings the asset model as well. So you have that context from system platform into Connect. It subscribes to those tags in your on-premise historian, publishes that model up. Like I said, it's quick and code-free. And you also get some health and diagnostics data as well, so you can make sure that everything's running well. Then we also have industrial graphics import. So that's the ability to take any industrial graphics you have in OMI, your system platform, and import it into your Connect visualization. So you can configure it once, and you can use it in both on-premise and cloud applications and see the same data in the same way, both on-premise and in the cloud. And it also, like, let's say you're not even using it on-premise, it still allows you to do that major customization of your graphics and then bring it into Connect so you have that customizable graphic there in Connect visualization. So let's talk about the architecture of these two things. So first, the historian agent. So you can see in the diagram there, we have at the bottom, we've got AVEVA System Platform. Then we've got the historian agent that's subscribing to the data from the tags, sending it up to Connect. And I didn't mention this earlier, but let's say you have some insights in Connect, like you did some forecasting, or you have something that you want to send down to the plant floor. You can use the web SVC OI server to subscribe to those streams in Connect through the API. And then you can write that back to different tags down in system platform. So you can kind of do a complete loop there and have your data go up into the cloud and come down. The Historian agent does both real-time data and is able to backfill. And it supports Historian 2020 R2 and newer. Yeah, so you really have that ability to easily bring data up and down. Then when we're talking about the industrial graphics import, so you can create new graphics or modify your existing ones to fit the capabilities of Connect. And you can go in and export them as portable objects from the graphics exporter. Sorry about that little overlapping thing there, but then you can also download the Connect style library into your OMI and make it so that it fits the Connect visualization style. And then once you have that configured, you can import those graphics into visualization and use them in all your Connect visualizations. And then you link that real-time data that you're actually sharing with your historian to those graphics, and you'll be able to see that data from the cloud in the graphics. And in this case, it's supported with System Platform 2023 R2 SP1, patch 1, 2, and 3. So let's walk through an example of the Historian agent setup. So like I said, this is going to be from install all the way to seeing your data in the cloud. Now, I do a little bit of demo magic to speed up some of the loading screens because no one wants to sit here and watch a loading screen, but everything else is exactly how it would be if you were actually setting this up. So first I'll just show in System Platform, we have our asset model here. I've got some mixers and they have some additional data there, agitator, inlet, level, etc. And each of those has some attributes which are linked to historian tags. And then now that I want to bring this data into Connect, I'm going to launch the installer of the AVEVA Historian agent. And I'll click through the install kit here, accept the terms. It's going to install. And just like that, we'll have the Historian agent installed and ready to use. And it'll launch a configuration utility. Now that we have this configuration utility, we sign into our Connect and it'll automatically use that security for us. So we don't have to set up any client credentials or anything. We just sign in with our user and then it'll automatically handle all the security from there. So here I go signing into my Connect account. Great, now it's ready to configure. So we'll hit the configure button. And I'm going to select the data store that I want to send it to. After I hit next, it sets up some things in the background. Like I said, it handles all the security for us. And now I'm going to be able to change the prefix and suffix of the tags that land in Connect. So I'll give it a special name so that I know how to identify them. And then I'm going to select these tags. So in this case, I could search for them here. I'm just scrolling through. But I'm going to select a series of 20 tags here. And as you can see, the configurator automatically pulled this list up for me. I didn't have to do anything special. Once I have my list of tags, I can hit add and then hit next. And then we're done. Let's go to the final page. It does a little bit of initializing and checking on things. And then we can start publishing. It'll initialize that publish and eventually say that we've started publishing the data. So first goes to store and forward, and then once it connects, you can see replicating. So now my data is replicating into Connect. Now I'm doing real-time streaming now, but let's say I want to backfill some data. This is the first time setting it up, and I want to have some historical data in there. So I can go into the backfill tab and set a time in the past and start a backfill. And that's going to give me a progress bar and load all of that old history of data into Connect for me. Perfect. Now I have all my tags replicating and I have some historical data. So let's go check it out in Connect. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like now that we're in the Connect platform. Now I'm going to show you a version of the Connect UI that is kind of a preview of what's coming. It's like the integrated environment and the knowledge graph. It's everything though is still applicable today in current Connect, and then you'll be able to see this soon in the upcoming Connect. But just wanted to call that out. So I can see all my assets here got synced. You can see like agitator, L1, level, and I can navigate the hierarchy through this knowledge graph. So I've got my production. I can drill down into my line 1. I can see my mixer that's under line 1. And then I can drill down into everything that's under the mixer. I have all my different assets that are under there. I can look at the relationships of these. So all of these are child assets of my mixer. And then I can drill down into one of these children. I'll look at the agitator here, and I can see the streams associated with it. So in this case, I have my PV, speed PV, and I can look at that history. And by default, you see the last 8 hours. So we see that all of that data did make it in. And I can take a look at the last hour, confirm that there's data there. And so that was all from an asset view, but this is also stored underlying in streams. So I can take a look at the streams that are underlying this. And you can see I searched here by demo star. So that is the prefix that I gave my streams. And we can take a look at data here, and we can see that it's backfilled all of that data for me. So yeah, that's how simple it is. You just saw from start to finish getting data into Connect from System Platform. Now let's talk about industrial graphics import and do a little demo on how that works. So let's say I have in OMI Web, I have this industrial graphic. I can go into the IDE and export that as a portable object. And that's going to basically make a zip file. And then I can go into Connect and do an import. And now that graphic that I have is just available in Connect Visualization. And now let me go into the properties and actually go in and link these to my streams. And there we go. Now that one is linked to the streams I have. Let me save this visualization. And once I hit exit, I can see the completed visualization here, which is the same as what I had over in OMI Web. So that really shows you how you can use both the on-prem data and the cloud data and see the same thing, but they're accessed in different ways. You can access it in the cloud versus accessing it on-prem. And that's all for the talk. I do have some other sessions to call out. So we have a session in the Connect Lounge here on entities, and that'll cover like that knowledge graph I showed you and what's coming in Connect, and talk about what entities are and how they work. There's also the Hybrid Heroes talk, which is another talk from Product Manager about hybrid system platform. So if you're interested, I would definitely go to that, covering a little bit more than this small time slot. And there's also a talk on visualizing data with Connect, and I'll talk a little bit more about the industrial graphics import that I showed as well. Thank you.